Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1984 Detroit Tigers season replay. Today's matchup is between the Oakland Athletics and the Detroit Tigers at Tigers Stadium. On the mound for the A's today is Rick Langford, whose record is 2-0 with a 5.28 ERA. And pitching for the Tigers today is Tom Browning, whose record is 1-0 with a 1.29 ERA. So the A's smacked us around in Game 1 of this series. We lost yesterday's game 7-5, as you can see. Dan Petrie, man, he is bad right now. He has not been productive in a start in over a month and a half. And if we look at the Tigers pitching staff here, I want to remind people that when we have the check mark next to their name, that means they are on a major league deal. Even Bert Blyleven down there, right? So a player like Dan Petrie, who has really been absolutely terrible and undependable, looking at his log, you'll see how many stinkers he's pitched in a row here. He did get one win in that stretch, but that was a win he did not deserve. So when we look at these check marks, I notate that as a way to remind me that these players are on major league deals, which means, in my estimation, that they can't be sent down to the minors, all right? Because they'd have to clear waivers and all that kind of stuff. Yes, Petrie could be sent to the bullpen. Maybe we call back up Danny Jackson. Maybe we give David Cohn a go. We could do that. But then we would have Rosie and Petrie in the same bullpen, two long relievers that are kind of shitty. And we already have a really good bullpen a core group. So, I think we have to pick our poison between Petrie and Rozema. And I choose Petrie based on the rating alone, which apparently doesn't mean anything. And, we're just going to have to ride it out. At some point, maybe Petrie will turn the corner, or maybe he gets injured, and we can put him on the IL for a while. And that may change his trajectory, I guess, for the rest of the season. So I just wanted to point that out because I don't really know what to do with him other than to throw him out there every 5 days. And that's what we're going to have to do. Now, yesterday's loss, that bumped us from first place for the first time probably since April. The Red Sox conveniently have won 9 in a row during our struggles. Wow, what a surprise that the game does that, right? And so we are now out of first place. We're a half game back. I don't think it means shit because when September, the calendar turns to September, we are going to be right there anyway. But we really need to win these last 2 games as we are preparing to play Boston in a 4-game series at Fenway Park. And that is, we'll probably go 2-2 in that series because that's what the game does. It keeps you right there in line. So anyway, let's go ahead and get today's game started. As always, I appreciate everyone following along. Like and or subscribe to the channel. All right. Shame on Johnny Bench as my own letter to the editor here. Come on, Bench. You got to be better than that. But Johnny Bench, one of my all-time heroes. Just don't give old people microphones, man. That is the lesson to be learned here. Do not give Johnny Bench or anybody over the age of 75 a microphone. Tom Browning, former Cincinnati Red himself, making his second start for the Tigers. He killed it first time out, man. Very impressive. All the bullpen is available except for Rosie, who pitched really well in relief yesterday. Here's our lineup versus Rick Langford. I'm going to give arbitrarily Glenn Wilson the day off. So far, we don't have anybody listed as tired since the All-Star break, which is great. And I think maybe if we're a little more proactive about giving guys the day off, then maybe we can ward off some of that the pain of having 2 or 3 guys tired at the same time. I have jumbled up the batting lineup, and I don't know if it's going to make a difference or not, but we'll talk about that here momentarily. Okay, let's take a look at the A's lineup rundown. It's a little bit different today. Oh, because of the lefty, that's why. Batting leadoff, playing center field, is Stan Jefferson. Batting second at second base is Shooty BABITT. Batting third in left field is Kevin Mitchell. Batting cleanup and catching is Mickey TETTLETON. Batting fifth and DHing is Tony Brewer. Batting sixth in right field is Mike Davis. Batting seventh at first base is Craig CACEK. Batting eighth at shortstop is Robin YOUNT. And batting ninth is the third baseman, Chris PITTARO. Tom Browning had a great Tiger debut. He won the ball game, going 7 innings, giving up a run. On 5 hits, did not walk a batter. That is my favorite thing in the whole world. Overall, a solid performance. You'll see here, if you didn't watch that game, he's a 5-pitch pitcher with a screwball as his number 1 pitch, a nice fastball, curveball below league average. Overall rated an 88, 24-year-old lefty is arbitration eligible at the end of the season. And I think that would be money wisely spent if we had to choose between Jack Morris and Tom Browning. Although Jack Morris has back-to-back complete games, he'd have to go a long way to prove to me to pick Jack Morris over Tom Browning right now. Okay, here we go with the defense. Solid everywhere you look. We do have Bass in right field today. That is his natural position, so he should be strong out there. And everybody else, pretty solid. Here we go. Stan Jefferson leading off versus Tom Browning. Jefferson getting the spot start today for Rusty McNeely. Popping it up as Brett will make the catch on the third base grass. 1 out. Next up is Shooty BABITT. BABITT rips it into left field. In our sim, BABITT is a legit player. I mean, he is a tough out every single time he comes up. BABITT on first. He could be going here. Maybe a risk with Kevin Mitchell at the plate. Mitchell leading the team in home runs. There's a slow roller to first. That's a tough double play, and yet we turn it. 3-6-3 double play. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Let's take a look at the Tigers' official lineup for today. Batting leadoff, playing center field, is Willie Wilson. Batting second at shortstop is Alan Trammell. Batting third and DHing is Ken Smith. Batting cleanup, playing first base, is Greg Brock. Batting fifth and catching is Terry Kennedy. Batting sixth at third base is George Brett. Batting seventh in left field is Kirk GIBSON. Batting eighth in right field is Kevin Bass. And batting ninth is the second baseman, Rob Wilfong. Okay, Rick Langford, he is the number 5 starting pitcher on this team. I don't know why they're bouncing around. They went from the number 2 starter. I'm sorry, Warren is the number 1 starter. And then went to Rick Langford, who's the number 5 starter. And then it actually shows Warren as the starter for tomorrow as well. I'm sure that won't happen, but very weird. So this is his 3rd start of the season. He's 2-0 with a 5.28 ERA. More walks than strikeouts. We like that. Opponents are betting .265 against him. Fastball tops out at 85 miles an hour. That's not even a fastball. Look, his fastball is rated a 59. His slider is his out pitch. It's rated an 89. He also has a spitball that Billy Martin taught everybody in the early 80s. Overall, rated a 78. The 32-year-old right-hander is a free agent at the end of the 87 season. Oh my gosh. I mean, his career is basically toast right now. That is a lot of money in a small market team for a guy that cannot be on the in the rotation after Mike Norris gets back from his injury. Let's take a look at their defense. Outfield, terrible at every position. First base and second base is also bad. And Mickey Tettleton behind the plate does not have a good arm. So, although he did throw out Willie Wilson yesterday, because of course he did. All right, Willie Wilson leading off versus Rick Langford. Wilson's seen Langford a lot. He's 1 for 10 with a walk in his career. They were in the same division after all. Wilson pops it up to second. There we go, 1 down. Up next is Alan Trammell. Trammell batting .288, 8 home runs. Fly ball to center. 2 down. I mean, Langford is a one-pitch pitcher. He's got a slider. That is all. You should be teeing off on this guy. Here's Kenny Smith. We moved him to the number 3 spot. Trying to mix things up again. You know, send Brett down, send Gibson down to the lower part of the lineup. I mean, they're not driving in runs anyway, so you know, just kind of almost make them disappear. As Smith will take ball 4. 4 sliders out of the zone. And Smith is on first. So Greg Brock in the cleanup role for the first time all year. Oh, it's the old walk strikeout combo, of course. We go to the top of the second inning. No score. Here's Mickey Tettleton leading off. Tettleton had a big blast yesterday. And Browning strikes him out. There's the first K of the day for Tom Browning. 1 out for Tony Brewer. Look at Tony Brewer. He was an everyday player for these Oakland A's. He had 31 home runs, 123 RBI last year. And this year, he's a platoon player. Checking out his vitals. He's got an all-star game from '83, 2 gold gloves and 5 career grand slams. And yet, he's a bench player. That's insane. This game makes no damn sense. Brewer with 1 down, pops it up into shallow right center field. I think Bass makes the catch there. 2 down, and Mike Davis looking to get something going for the A's. That's a lefty on lefty violence there. Only lefty in the lineup. He flies out to center. We go to the bottom of the second. Terry Kennedy leading off. Kennedy, Brett, and Gibson. Who wouldn't want those 3 guys in the lineup? Rick Langford with an 0-1 count hits a ground ball to second. I mean, this is what happens every game. We play a pitcher who is horrible. He had a 5.28 ERA coming into the ball game. We have all of these great hitters, and not a single one of them can get a hit off of Rick Langford and his frickin' 59 mile an hour, 59 rated fastball. Brett strikes out, and Gibson bloops it into left center field. It will be caught. This game blows. I mean, it is the worst program game on the market. We go to the top of the third. CACEK grounds out to short. Here's Robin Yount. Robin Yount in the hole at short. Trammell, good range, makes the play. And Chris Pittaro had a small delay there. Pittaro gets a base hit. Of course. Why wouldn't the number 9 hitter get a base hit? Makes no sense, man. 1-2 count to Jefferson, and he strikes out. We're going to the bottom of the third. Kevin Bass leading off. It's our first hit of the ball game. The only player that's not an everyday player gets a hit. We will not try to go for 2. Since Wilfong is pretty much toast at this point, we'll see if he can't lay down a bunt. Play some small ball here. Maybe it's our only option today. That's a good bunt down the first baseline. Bass is safe at second. So we have a runner in scoring position for the first time today. We have not been able to convert in these situations maybe for the last 2 months. Oh, there we go. Willie Wilson pokes it past the third baseman. And Bass scores. Why is Wilson not on second with his blazing speed? Makes no sense. But Wilson gets an RBI from the leadoff position. 78% chance to steal second. He's already been caught once. There we go. He picked a good pitch, a 73-mile-an-hour slider. Overall, that is his 44th stolen base. He's been caught 3 times as a Tiger, which is half as many as he was caught on Kansas City. So, I mean, you can't tell me that the game doesn't manipulate within this function of playing, you know, what is it, general manager mode? Or manager mode, I guess. Okay, so Wilson's on second. Let's see if Trammell can drive him in. 2-1 count to Trammell, and a fly ball just on the infield. Couldn't even get it to the outfield. 2 down, here's Ken Smith. He leads the team in RBI. You wouldn't know it by the way he's played the last month. And he flies out to center to end the inning. Let's take a look at Smith real quick. There's a log. Yeah, he's got 8 RBI in the last 20 games. He's batting .237. He's become a useless appendage in this game. Top of the 4th inning, Shooty BABITT leading off. He's got 1 of the 2 hits for the A's. A little tapper back to Browning for out number 1. I mean, Tom Browning so far is the real deal, am I right? Striking out. Mitchell on a screwball that was in the strike zone. 3rd K for Browning. When Browning's on the mall, on the hill, I don't even think of the strikeout walk combo. You know, like I just feel like he's not going to walk anybody. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Tigers are on top 1-0. Here is Greg Brock. Struck out the first time, and he slices it into left field for a base hit. Good job by Brock. Now we're not going to go for 2. One moment here while I grab a drink of coffee. Okay, that's good stuff. I'm just drinking coffee now after my hangover from Friday night. Oh my gosh. My brain was just, I don't know, 80% bourbon. There we go, base hit back through the middle for Kennedy. Brock will hold at second. Good job by Kennedy. Of course, it sets up a double play possibility. And Brett is leading the team in hitting into double plays with 11. He's 7 for 17 against Rick Langford. I mean, you just got to let him swing. He is George Brett. And a base hit to right. Brock around third. He scores. We will hold Kennedy at second. Brett finally an RBI. He had to be in the number 6 spot to get a shot at it. I mean, we just showed Smith. 38 RBI for Brett. Look at his log. He's had 5 RBI in this 20-game stretch, and he has not had he's had 1 RBI in 15 games before today. All right. Nobody out, first and second. And here's Gibby. Talk about a guy that just cannot get anything going. Average down to 256. Striking out in droves. A ground ball to second. Will that be 2? No. The only play was to get Gibby at first. I didn't have a hit and run on or anything. We're going to go on contact here. Bass does have a single today. And I believe he scored our only run. So if he put the ball on the ground, he should score. Kennedy from third. Oh, he flips it into left field. That'll get down. Maybe we'll score 2. Brett around third. He scores. And a 2 RBI single for Bass. It is 4-0 Detroit. We're going to have Kevin Bass attempt to steal second. Again, Langford doesn't have any pitches with any velocity. So this should be a gimme. Even for Bass, who's just above league average with speed. Well, he does throw a straight pitch at least. And Bass is successful. His 6th stolen base of the year. He's 6 for 9. It's not a strength of his, but he shows it off once in a while. Runner on second. Here's Rob Wilfong. He laid down a good sac bunt last time, and here he'll take a walk. So we're taking a few chances, and it's paying off for us here. First and second, and we're back to Willie Wilson. Wilson drove in the first run of the ball game, and a blooper into right. That carries deep enough to be caught. We're not going to push. We're not going to be aggressive here. No, we're not. We don't want the third out at third. We got Trammell up. Trammell 0 for 5 in his career versus Langford. I guess we have struggled against this pitcher. He strikes out. Damn it. All right. We go to the top of the 5th inning. 4-0 Detroit. Tony Brewer leading off. Now, when you look over here, you see these plus numbers. So his curve is it plus in favor of the batter or plus in favor of the pitcher? I've never understood that. I probably should have just looked it up sometime. I guess it's in favor of the batter. Because he threw the curveball and he hit it for a base hit. So it was plus 20 in favor of the batter. So I'm seeing this. I'm just going to yell at Tom, don't throw the slider, dude. Oh, okay, wait. Wow. What? So Brewer's thrown out on a screwball at 69 miles an hour. See, we're going to win this ball game for sure. Like, stuff like that shouldn't happen. Bases are empty now for Mike Davis. And Browning strikes him out. 4 Ks for Tom Browning and Craig CACEK. Oh, he's going to gap it. And Wilson tracks it down and holds CACEK to a single. Man, that had double written all over it. We have good outfielders now. Oh, Browning walks his first batter as a Tiger. It's Robin Yount. He's not particularly having a good year. First and second, 2 down. And Chris PITTARO. First time for the A's having a runner in scoring position today. PITTARO's popping it up on the infield. Trammell closes the glove for out number 3. We go to the bottom of the 5th. 4-0 Detroit. Here's Kenny Smith. Walked and popped out today. And he strikes out. Unbelievable. 4 Ks for Langford. 1 out. Greg Brock, he had a single earlier in the game. Oh, he gets all of it. I knew putting him in the cleanup spot. I feel like the game only gives home runs to players that are in 3, 4, and 5. I know that's not true, but I feel like whenever I want to get somebody jump-started, if I stick him in the cleanup role, even if it's like Rob Wilfong, he might hit a home run. That's what happened. The Brock Ness monster just jacked it into center field. 488 feet. It's 5-0 Detroit. Also, you know, with Brewer getting thrown out on the base path, I feel like any momentum shift was given right back to us. George Brett gets a useless single. Something he's good at. That's his second hit today. So Brett on first. Here is Gibby. Gibby strikes out again. Wow, he is really bad right now. We go to the top of the 6th. 5-0 Detroit. Browning is only at 54 pitches. Stan Jefferson leading off. I don't really remember Jefferson as a Padre. I remember him on the Red Sox as he pops out in foul territory. Kennedy making the catch. 1 out for Shooty BABITT, and BABITT gets his second hit of the ball game, slapping it to right field. Runner on first. It's Kevin Mitchell. As I mentioned before, Triple Crown candidate. Browning walks his second batter. Come on. First and second, 1 down. Mickey Tettleton's up. He's 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. Crushes it to center field. Wilson had to go back and make the catch, and of course everybody tags. So dumb. So stupid. All right, second and third. It's unbelievable bad. All right. Okay, so did Browning learn anything the last time he faced Brewer with that curveball? Fast. 1-1 count. Ground ball to TRAMMELL. There we go. I thought for sure there'd be an error there to get a couple unearned runs. But Browning moving on. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Here's Kevin Bass leading off. He's 2 for 2 today. Kevin Bass very quietly batting .293 with 5 home runs. Perfect 4th outfielder. And a base hit to right now. Kevin Bass has 2 5-for-5 games this season. And he's 3 for 3 right now. And he's on first base. He's got a stolen base today. We just let everybody swing. We're up 5-0 now. And a base hit for Rob WILFONG. So he's walked, had a hit today, sacrifice bunt, and that will do it for Langford. We finally got to him. They're going to bring in Bill Mooneyham, making his major league debut today. He was just called up as Langford was in the long relief role, moved to the starting lineup when Norris was injured, and Mooneyham was the one who was called up to fill Langford's role as the long reliever. He's making, he's a starter in Double-A, 3-2 with a 1.55 ERA. Who can't use that in the majors? A 95-mile-an-hour fastball, rated a 92. His overall rating is an 87, 23-year-old righty. Arbitration eligible. Well, yeah, he has just now making his debut, so that all makes sense. Well, let's see what he's got. He's facing Willie Wilson with nobody out. And a first and second situation. Wilson strikes out. That's an impressive first at bat as Mooneyham strikes out Wilson. 1 out. Alan Trammell. Ground ball to first. Oh, I thought for sure that would be a double play. First and third. 2 down. Here's a true test for Mooneyham. Ken Smith, he's walked, he struck out, popped out. And he's going to fly out to center field. So, good job by Mooneyham. We go to the top of the 7th. Mike Davis leading off. Davis struggling today. The only lefty in the lineup. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Oh, crap. I should have kept my big fat mouth shut. He goes Oppo Taco, 415 feet. That is Davis's 9th home run of the year, and it's 5-1. So there goes the shutout. I don't have to feel guilty about taking Browning out now. CACEK will fly out to the left. 1 down. Here is Robin Yount. Robin Yount waited on that screwball. Pulls it into left for out number 2. And Chris PITTARO gets a base hit to left. His second hit of the day. 7th hit overall for the A's. We're back to the top of the lineup. It is Stan Jefferson. And Jefferson strikes out. Okay, well, we give up a run on the home run by Mike Davis. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Mooneyham coming back out. I wouldn't be surprised if he pitched the rest of the ball game. Here's Greg Brock. He's got a dong today, his 14th of the year, and he'll take a walk. Let's take a look at the in-game stats. So Brock 2 for 3 with a home run and a walk now, and Kennedy at the plate. 2-2 count to Kennedy, and he strikes out. Mooneyham looking good. How did they get Mooneyham? It doesn't even say. Wait, was he already on the team? Oh, okay, so he must have already been an A's pitcher. And he's just been working his way through the minors. Okay. Brock at first. Here is George Brett. Brett's 2 for 3 with an RBI. He takes strike 3 looking. And Kirk GIBSON grounds out to second. 0 for 4 for Gibby. He is in a tough spot right now. We go to the top of the 8th inning. This will probably be Browning's last inning of work. And 4 due up, so he's got the tough ones. There's a ground ball from BABITT to Brett. 1 down. Kevin Mitchell strikes out. 6 Ks for Browning. So Browning's got 1 more than he had in his first start as a Tiger. And Mickey Tettleton. Sit down! All right. Well, I think that'll probably do it. We could send Browning back out there, but I don't feel that's necessary. Here's Kevin Bass. Bass is 3 for 3. He won't go 5 for 5 today, but he could go 4 for 4. No, ground ball to short. Yount making the play. Here's Rob Wilfong. He's 1 for 1 with a walk and a sac bunt. Line drive to third for out number 2. And Willie Wilson, 1 for 4, stolen base and a RBI. He grounds out. So a really great performance from Mooneyham today. Absolutely shut down the Tigers for 3 innings. 3 plus. We go to the top of the 9th inning. It is Brewer, CACEK. I'm sorry, Brewer, Davis, and CACEK. I think we've seen enough. So let's bring in a right-hander, Dave Smith, to face Brewer. Brewer's batting 167 versus righties. He was batting 3-something versus lefties, so this feels like the right move. 0-1 count to Brewer, and a base hit. Leadoff man is on. Is there going to be a junk run here? Mike Davis, he has a home run today. Ground ball to first. Brock could not turn another double play. Brewer on second. This has all the makings of a junk run. Line drive to right. Brewer will tag and go to third. With the game on the line, by the way. That's just absolutely stupid. No one would ever do that when you're down 4. Risk getting thrown out third for the last out. But this game will do it. It doesn't think. And a ground ball to second. Smith gets out of it. And the Tigers win 5-1. Handshakes, butt slaps, sloppy steaks. I mean, we had to win that game, and it's the only way it was going to work. All right, we'll take a look at the standings. Did we get back to first? No, because now Boston has won 10 in a row. They are unstoppable. The Yankees have dropped to 4.5 back. I like to see that. Baltimore will not give up. And the West, still bunched up. National League, Mets are at 1.5 back. West is done. Headline news, Brainiac Baseball, Daily Beat. Well, what? Doug Rao, did they just cut him? Oh, he was released, and somehow that made the news. Doug Rowell got cut. Wow, they must have had to pay him a shit ton of money, right? He hasn't pitched since '83. What was his contract? So it was a 4-year deal at $900,000. He's missed 13 months. He was an all-star in '82, though. And they finally cut him with a year plus, a year and a half left on that contract. So he could retire easily now. I mean, his rating is low, and that's interesting. That's all there is for news. Let's take a look at transactions. Oh, there is a trade. The trade deadline is coming up. And Butch Weiniger is on the move again. He is going to Seattle, I think, for the second time. Yeah, he was traded to Seattle from the Dodgers. So St. Louis is thrown in the towel. And the Mariners will take Butch Weiniger, who's only 28 years old. That's unbelievable. And in return, Seattle's giving up the other Nixon, Donnell Nixon, who is a center fielder by trade, and yet the game thinks he's a third baseman. So there's nowhere for him in this game. Yeah, because he's an outfielder. That's just dumb. And also the pitcher Mark Guthrie, left-hander. Yeah, he's a lefty. I remember him from the Oakland A's days. And he's a good pitcher. I like Mark Guthrie. He pitched until he was like 40 because he's a left-hander. So that's a really good trade. When we're done here, we'll take a look at the Seattle lineup and see what that does for them. I can't. Well, no, because their catcher is the nozzle. It's Tom Pagnozzi. I wonder what's going on there. We'll take a look. Okay, Jeff Heathcock is going to be on the IL. He is a starter. He's just going to miss one start. Mike Rowland, 100 days. Unbelievable. Another pitcher gone. Joel Davis is going to miss 8 days for the White Sox. Or for the Astros. Okay, let's take a look real quick here at Seattle's lineup. What do they look like now? So Butch Weiniger. No, come on. Where is the nozzle? Is he injured? No, he's not injured. They sent him to single A? Oh my God. What? I mean, the guy hit 31 home runs last year. He's batting .293. And they're going to keep Bob Stinson with a 56 rating? This guy was out of baseball by 1980. And he's a free agent at the end of the year. So that's like a retirement. He's 38 years old. I mean, no wonder he's happy. He's getting paid to sit on the bench. He's like an extra coach. That makes no sense at all. But, I mean, hello, welcome to Baseball Mogul. Why don't we balk in another run? Okay. All right. Well, Seattle, I mean, they're stacked. Let's go ahead and pull up the box score and get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and or subscribe to the channel. Tigers won 5-1. Brock, the player of the game. Is it Bass? Brock hit the home run. That was a serious bomb. Browning pitched fantastic. He's 2-0 as a Tiger, 10th win overall. Browning might be our only chance to have a Tiger with 10 wins. He could go 8-0 the rest of the way. No, you know what? I have to give it to Kevin Bass. 3 hits, 2 RBI, stolen base. So Kevin Bass is the player of the game. Dave Smith closed it out. Rick Langford, for a minute, looked good, but he takes the loss. 2-1 on the year. Mike Davis hit the only home run for the A's. So that'll do it. We will come back tomorrow and play Game 3 of the 3-game series. Until then, everyone, have a great day.